where the 5-year-old's morning walk to the school bus hid a secret so dark it would haunt a community for decades. Hook. Imagine a child vanishing in broad daylight, only steps from home, with no witnesses, no clues, until a chilling discovery turns everything upside down. On March 3rd, 1989, in the quiet, wooded outskirts of Moncks Corner, South Carolina, Justin Lee Turner, a blonde, blue-eyed kindergartner, began his day like any other. He scooped up a bowl of cinnamon cereal, his favorite, pulled on his sneakers, and stepped out of the modest home he shared with his father, Victor Turner, and stepmother, Pamela. His routine was simple. Stroll down a dirt path to a neighbor's driveway, meet his best friend, and catch the school bus to Whitesville Elementary. But that Friday, something went horribly wrong. Justin never reached the neighbor's house. He never boarded the bus. Somewhere on that short, familiar path, the vibrant 5-year-old disappeared, leaving behind a mystery that would grip Berkeley County for generations. By mid-morning, the school bus rolled into Whitesville Elementary without Justin. His classmates, including his bus buddy and close friend, noticed his empty seat. At first, they figured he was homesick. Justin rarely missed school without a heads-up. But as the day wore on, unease settled in. No one had heard from him. Around 4:30 p.m., Pamela Turner appeared at a neighbor's door, her voice edged with worry, asking if anyone had seen her stepson. The neighbor's grandson, Justin's friend, shook his head. He wasn't on the bus today, he said, assuming Justin had stayed home. Pamela's face fell. The gravity of those words hit hard. Justin was missing. She rushed to call 911, reporting that her stepson hadn't returned from school. Hook! What if the person reporting a child missing knew more than they let on? The call shattered the peace of the rural neighborhood. Neighbors whispered, hearts racing, as the realization spread that something was terribly wrong. Before we dive deeper, hit that like button to help Justin's story reach more people. Subscribe to Cold Case Desk. Turn on all notifications and drop a comment where you're watching from. Let's keep this case alive. Berkeley County Sheriff's deputies James Gaither and Philip Mason arrived swiftly at the Turner home on Horseshoe Road, a secluded, tree-lined stretch south of Cross. As dusk fell, a desperate search began. Family, neighbors, and officers fanned out, their voices echoing to the pines, calling Justin's name. Flashlights swept across fields, ditches, and dense woods. They scoured the Turner property, inside the house, under beds and closets, even beneath the porch. Vehicles, sheds, and outbuildings were checked meticulously. Tracking dogs sniffed the air, and rescue teams combed ponds, fearing the boy might have fallen in. Hook! Could a single overlooked detail have changed everything that first night? The community held its breath, praying for a miracle, but as hours passed, hope dimmed. Justin, the sweet, outgoing child who loved to laugh, was nowhere to be found. By Saturday, March 4th, the search swelled into a massive effort. Over 100 people, sheriffs, local police, firefighters, and civilian volunteers, joined the hunt. They mapped a widening radius around the Turner home, trudging through muddy fields and thorny underbrush. Neighbors kept their doors unlocked, hoping Justin might wander up, cold and scared but alive. Parents in Moncks Corner grew wary, pulling their children indoors. One grandfather, rattled by the disappearance, banned his young grandson from playing in the front yard, insisting he stay in fenced backyard under constant watch. The idea that a child could vanish on a quiet country road sent chills through the tight-knit community. Rumors buzzed. Had Justin wandered off? Unlikely. He was only 5 and never known to stray. Could it be a custody dispute? His parents' recent divorce made it plausible. Or, most terrifying, had a stranger snatched him? The thought of a predator lurking nearby kept residents awake, checking their locks. Hook! What if the answer wasn't in the woods, but inside the very home Justin left that morning? The search pressed into a second night, with no sign of the boy. Fear turned to dread. Berkeley County Sheriff's Lieutenant Sidney Runn, a lead investigator, later recalled the frustration of that weekend. Dozens of searchers had combed the property, yet nothing surfaced. If Justin was nearby, how had they missed him? If he wasn't, it meant someone had taken him far away, or worse. Justin's maternal family, led by his mother, Elaine Pace, rushed to Moncks Corner, distraught but hopeful. Elaine, working miles away that day, was devastated when deputies called, asking if she'd seen her son. "I don't have him. Please find him," she pleaded, racing to join the search. Her alibi was airtight, ruling out any custody grab. The focus shifted back to the Turner household, where Justin had last been seen. On Sunday morning, March 5th, the case took a gut-wrenching turn. Victor Turner, combing the family's property alongside investigators, approached a travel camper parked on their land. This camper, by all accounts, had been searched multiple times, doors opened, cabinets checked, corners inspected. Yet Victor walked straight to a built-in storage cabinet, pulled it open, and shouted, "He's here! He's here!" Searchers froze. Hook! How did father know exactly where to look in a camper already cleared? Rushing over, they found Justin's small, lifeless body curled inside the cramped space, as if hidden in haste. The discovery was a nightmare come to life. Victor's cries turned to sobs as deputies ushered him away, taping off the camper as a crime scene. Neighbors and volunteers wept, stunned that the boy they prayed for was dead, concealed right under their noses. Forensic teams descended, noting horrific details. Justin had been strangled, with signs of sexual assault. An autopsy later confirmed ligature strangulation, likely with a strap or leash, and violation with a cylindrical object. The brutality shocked even seasoned investigators. Lieutenant Wren later called it the most tragic, horrendous murder of a 5-year-old. The autopsy placed Justin's death between late morning and early afternoon on March 3rd, hours after his cereal breakfast, meaning he was likely killed soon after vanishing. Eerily, his body felt unnaturally cold, far colder than expected for 2 days in a camper. Some speculated the killer had stored him in a freezer to slow decomposition during the search. Deputies seized a chest freezer from the Turner home, but tests found no trace of Justin inside. Hook! Could a chilling clue like this point to someone close to the crime? The camper's prior searches raised haunting questions. How had Justin's body appeared in a spot checked repeatedly? Sheriff Dwayne Lewis later confirmed searchers' reports. The cabinet was empty in earlier sweeps. This suggested someone with access to the property, someone who knew the camper's layout, had moved the body there after searches slowed. Only Victor and Pamela had keys. Justin's clothes were oddly clean, free of mud or pine needles, hinting he'd been killed indoors and carried to the camper, not dragged through the woods. The investigation pivoted to a homicide, with suspicion falling on the Turner household. Elaine, Justin's mother, was cleared, her grief palpable. But Pamela's story unraveled. She claimed Justin had boarded the bus, but school records and neighbors, including Justin's friend, confirmed he never left the property. Under pressure, Pamela admitted to a heated morning argument with Justin, a detail she'd initially withheld. Victor's behavior also drew scrutiny. Searchers were stunned by how quickly he found the body, as if guided. Lieutenant Wren noted Victor open the cabinet, like he knew. Moments after the discovery, Victor asked the deputy, "What happens if a family member did this?" A question that chilled investigators. Deputy Mason, who'd searched the camper, failed a polygraph on his thoroughness. Pamela failed one too, though she'd taken Valium, clouding results. When the sheriff publicly named her a suspect, Pamela, feeling vilified, hired a lawyer and stopped talking. In December 1989, a grand jury charged her with murder, but by mid-1990, they refused to indict, citing weak evidence. The case went cold. Victor and Pamela, now Megan after her name change, left Berkeley County, dodging further questions. Justin's maternal family, led by Elaine, fought tirelessly to keep the case alive until her death in 2004. Pause here. Hit like if this case grips you. Subscribe and comment. What detail screams red flag to you? In 2016, Sheriff Dwayne Lewis reopened the investigation. Hook! Could 27-year-old evidence finally name a killer? New forensic techniques analyzed the strap from the Turner home, finding fibers matching those in Justin's neck wounds and shirt collar. This breakthrough, combined with the Turner's inconsistencies, Pamela's bus lie, Victor's eerie discovery, built a case. In January 2024, deputies arrested Victor, 68, and Megan Pamela, 66, for murder. The community buzzed with shock and relief. Sheriff Lewis hailed the arrests, crediting advanced forensics and his cold case team. A 2024 affidavit highlighted damning details. Victor's instant find, Pamela's alleged comment about winning a fight with Justin, and witnesses recalling the Turners' odd questions about family culpability. But the defense fought back. Attorney Sean Kent argued the case was circumstantial, introducing a bombshell. Serial killer Richard Evenitz, stationed near Monk's Corner in 1989, might be the culprit. His crimes, child abductions, strangulations, assaults, mirrored Justin's. With Evenitz dead and evidence degraded, the Turners couldn't disprove his involvement, Kent claimed. Prosecutors, caught off guard, requested time to investigate. In June 2024, Judge Roger Young stunned the case by dismissing charges, citing fairness issues. No new evidence existed, only reinterpreted old findings, and over 20 witnesses, including deputies and neighbors, were dead or unavailable. Lost evidence, like a potential dog collar, hurt the defense's ability to challenge claims. Young barred retrial, legally clearing the Turners. Hook. Did a killer slip through or was justice served? Justin's family, led by cousin Amy Parsons, was crushed. Amy, who launched a Justice for Justin Facebook page, vowed to keep fighting. "You tortured and murdered him," she wrote to the Turners online. "I hope you never see freedom." The Turners, free, called the ordeal a living hell, insisting police botched the case. Victor claimed to focus on them, let the real killer escape. Justin's family, believing the Turners guilty, took solace in divine justice. Elaine's absence stung. Amy said her mother's fight fueled their resolve. Monk's Corner remained scarred, with parents forever cautious, haunted by a boy lost in 1989. Justin rests in Somerville Cemetery, near Elaine, his grave adorned with toys and flowers. His friend, now adult, bears a tattoo of Justin's face, visiting often. Hook. Will you help keep Justin's memory alive? Like, subscribe, share, and comment. What lead would you chase? Thank you for supporting truth-driven justice.